starved for entertainment, humor, and meaning. Two brave best friends set out on an epic quest to combine their love of improv comedy, movies, and storytelling to create a show that defies the odds and redefines cinematic genius.
Dude, it's just a podcast where we use short-form improv games to tell long-form improv stories in the style of famous movies.
Right. You're listening to In a World of Improvised Movie Homages. I'm your co-host, Avish Parashar, and I'm an improv comedian and a professional speaker.
And I'm your co-host, Mike Worth, and I'm an improv comedian and professional film and video game composer.
We both love improv, movies, and storytelling, along with getting a little bit silly and ridiculous.
And hey, if you also like these things, then you are in the right place, because that's what this show is all about.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of In a World of Improvised Movie Homages. Hey, Mike, how you doing today?
I'm awesome, man. I am fantastic. How you doing today, Avish?
I'm doing good. This is it's been a good week and a lot of progress on what we're doing here. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, looking forward to doing some improv.
Yeah, baby. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Excellent. Well, hello, everyone. If you are listening to In a World of Improvised Movie Homages for the first time, here's how it works. Mike and I love improv, movies, and storytelling, so we combine them all into one show. We're going to improvise a movie for you in audio podcast form, but we'll tell the story by playing a series of short improv games. We start with a genre or example movie as our starting point, and then we break our show into 4 segments. First, we spend 5 minutes discussing the tropes and commonalities of the genre. Then we'll spend 5 minutes hashing out at a high level what the outline is for today's movie we're going to perform. Then we'll spend 5 minutes talking about and picking which improv games we are going to use to play each act of the movie. Once that's all set, we will perform the whole thing straight through. So to begin, Mike, why don't you tell everyone what today's starting point is?
I will, mister. Today's genre, after hours of hard discussion and copious amounts of bourbon, is going to be an alien invasion movie in the style of summer blockbuster. So something like Battle for Los Angeles or Independence Day. Yeah, that kind of big one, right? Big budget, big actors.
Lots of attack. War of the Worlds, like
big explosions.
Aliens coming in, attacking.
Yeah,
none of this like covert, small scale
none of this
story
body
stuff.
snatcher,
Body
kind of
snatchers.
stuff. No.
Or like Signs, where it was like alien invasion, but you only saw like one house of people. Well,
No,
maybe
man.
it'll be that. Who knows?
We're blowing shit up in this one.
Exactly. Awesome. So, hey, before we get started, a quick request. One of the ways that we grow is by you sharing and telling people about this. So if you like what you hear and are going to hear, if you could go ahead and share the link to this episode or this podcast on your favorite social media platform, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, we would truly appreciate it. That will help us out a lot, and it'll help your friends enjoy the show as well. Segment 1, discussing the tropes. All right, so now we're going to spend 5 minutes discussing the tropes, cliches, commonalities of these types of movies. So I will set a 5-minute timer, which will end with a duck quacking. And Mike, time starts now. What do you think of when you think of a big budget alien invasion movie?
Oh boy. Well, so to start with, there's always the ominous foreshadowing, right? So it's always like, they find some alien tech like buried in gardens all over the world, or like there's an establishing shot. So they let you know right from the get-go that something bad's going on. That's the establishing act 1. Usually act 1 is all about the impending dread of the arrival of the aliens in a mysterious fashion, and the U.S. and various countries trying to establish contact with it. It's almost always like that, right? Even
they figured out. They're not sure a lot of time. Are they friendly? Are they dangerous? In the first act, it's a lot of there's like a military character or group that knows the aliens are there, knows the aliens are coming, but then there's like the general populace that is like just discovering the aliens and not sure what's going on with them.
Right. And Act 1 usually ends with the first blast of aggression. That's the crossing of the threshold, right? Where it's like,
there's like a big, Independence Day certainly had big aggression, but a lot of movies.
And they did, you know what they did, which was really cool. And this is if we can try it, boy, this is a bridge too far, maybe, but we should try it. Independence Day nailed it because they had 3 crossing of the thresholds at the same time. So the chopper was destroyed at the same time that the scientists realized the timer was a doomsday timer, at the same time that all the ships started opening up their lights on top of New York City. So it was like every feeler from our planet that was out was getting smacked.
Yeah, it's like a lot of shits were hitting a lot of fans all at the same time.
yeah. The shits and the fans, you know.
That's right. All right, so then we get into the there's a lot of scrambling, like there's a total overwhelm, right? Like the aliens are always just completely outclassing.
Dominant. Yeah, absolutely dominant, right? Then Act 2 is the regroup and usually the counterattack. And the best part is I don't want to go with Independence Day.
I would say Act 2 is like Act 1 is where we're learning, we're not sure. Act 2 is where the aliens just dominate. Act 3, I feel, is when you get we're getting more proactive, we're going to fight back, but it usually is relatively ineffective.
Right.
You know, like, hey, we're going to drop the nuke in Independence Day, and that does nothing.
Yep, or in Independence Day, the knockoff that Mike Verta scored, they mount a couple of offenses, and the aliens just like wipe them out, like just because they're just undergunned and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there usually has to be a MacGuffin that changes the tide, something involving human ingenuity, and usually involving like the little rogue science team that kind of figures something out, right?
Well, it's always it's the civilian version. Like there was like the civilian and the military. Yeah, the civilian figures something out. Independence Day was the virus. In War of the Worlds, it was a real virus.
Yeah, you know what's funny though about War of the Worlds? This is kind of funny. Like it's one of the few movies where the humans had nothing to do with just defeating the enemy.
Oh, in retrospect, it's terrible storytelling.
Yeah.
It's just it's the ultimate Deus Ex Machina. It's like, they were gonna wipe you out, but the common cold killed.
Because these aliens with all this advanced technology that hungered for our world didn't research the common virus and bacteria, right?
Well, it's like in Signs where they didn't research the planet was covered in water.
Yeah, 75% water. Yeah. God.
So I think for our story, we like a more proactive, but it could also be the other trope that comes up a lot, which I don't know if we're gonna do, is the hive mind alien queen trope, where it's like,
yes,
we discover to fight back. You know, we don't need to destroy the entire alien race, which is dominant. We just got to kill the one queen.
Yeah, the Borg idea, the alien,
the Borg mind, or a lot of Reign of Fire, which is dragons, not aliens. But it's like, hey, if we kill the queen dragon, then all the dragons die. So
I wonder if that was a good movie. I actually never saw that. It looked like it could have been cool.
I saw it in the theater. I don't remember very much about it, which should tell you something. My recollection is I wouldn't call it a good movie, but it may have been a fun movie.
You've already reminded me that there will be, because any trope, there will be a Matthew McConaughey character in our.
There needs a McConaughey-esque character.
Yeah, and he's going to be in our show because now we've done
it. There's almost always some relationship in peril. You know, there's like the estranged husband and wife trying to get back to each other, or the father trying to save the son, or the mother trying to save the son.
Or in Sharknado, where it was the guy from Beverly Hills and the girl
Ian
from
Ziering.
American Pie, Ian Ziering and Tara Reid. Fantastic.
Yeah, so there's some
choice.
kind of like two of the main characters will be connected.
Yes,
through some kind of romance or love.
There is usually a general/military leader who is initially at odds with the heroes and heroine, but then has kind of a come to Jesus thing in Act 3 and Act 4.
Yeah, they're not like evil. They're just
opinionated
difference
and
of opinions. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and that's our 5 minutes. I think the final thing I'll throw in there is most of these don't have a real villain. Like the entire alien race is like the villain. There's not like a head alien. And even if it's a queen, it's not like the queen's not like a character.
And much of the conflict actually allies with a disaster movie. It's like they're trying to escape a building as it's getting nuked by laser bolts, or the aliens blow up a dam, and all of it's a cheap way for like people to get like a little disaster movie in there. It's like, oh, they start a forest fire and you have to flee, and now you have to defeat the forest fire.
And like a lot of times, when they are blowing stuff up, the aliens are the disaster. Like Independence Day, the first half of that movie is like pure just disaster movie.
Exactly. So that's the other thing we got to think of. It's like there's a healthy component to disaster movie for this. It's not like Star Wars or Star Trek where it's like sci-fi space fights and stuff. So
all right, excellent.
We're in a good place. We're in a good spot.
All right, so now segment 2, creating the outline. Next, we will spend about 5 minutes hashing out the outline for this movie. It's going to be rough and high level, and because we're going to be using improv games to play this, we may end up veering from the outline in minor ways or even in major ways, but this is kind of our starting point.
Yeah, we reserve the right to change anything and everything.
Exactly. But this is what we're going to kind of roughly stick to. So our 5-minute timer starts now. All right, so for this one, you're thinking prologue? Well, so we always start, if you're first time listening, we always start with a prologue or a movie trailer. Do we want a prologue of the aliens arriving and all that, or do we want just the movie trailer of,
I can see it either way, man. You make the call today. I like them both.
Yeah, let's go with a movie trailer. I feel like last couple of times we've done a prologue, so let's do a trailer.
Yeah. We'll do that. Cool.
All right. So now, for our outline, what happens in Act 1? Aliens need to arrive, and people need to find out. The military and the civilian need to find out.
Right. Military finds out first. And they have to find out first because they need to start mobilizing their stuff to be ahead of the civilian population.
Yeah.
Mobilizing response. All right.
The civilian needs to find out, but we also need to establish the relationship for the civilian, right? Like,
yeah, and let's keep it simple. Let's go with the main hero, love interest.
I mean, if we want to, and this can come out of the improv, but if we want to keep it simple, also one thing, there's like the coincidence, right? So it's like, it could be the military person and the civilian main character are like husband and wife or exes or boyfriend, girlfriend, or, instead of having an extra character, which sometimes when we're doing improv can get a little confusing.
Yeah, man, our accents are only so good, Like, so I only have so many of them I can deal with, That's true. We can do that. Main character, main hero, love interest, military commander. We have to establish now. Do we want the main hero to have agency in terms of like there's a reason he wants to defeat the aliens, or is he just caught up in it and just happens to be heroic?
Well, I think the military one wants to defeat the aliens, and the civilian one just kind of gets caught up, maybe because they're connected to the military person, or they're, they just happen to be.
I have an idea. Tell me if this is like getting too granular, but like the aliens had some tech that they're using to set up the assault, and the main hero gets a hold of the tech or translates the tech or somehow is able to use it against the aliens. Maybe?
Yeah, I think that's good. That's kind of like how Jeff Goldblum figured out the countdown code in Independence Day.
Yeah.
All right. And then by the end of Act 1, the aliens will have attacked.
Yeah, and then there's just mass destruction. That kind of bleeds over to
maybe
Act 2.
Attempt contact and then attack.
Yep. And the attacks bleed over into Act 2 because the beginning of Act 2 is going to be a bunch of disaster scenes. You know what I mean? Like, them trying to get through.
And it's going to be a lot of vignettes of disaster, scrambling, attacks.
Yeah. Military getting pummeled. Civilians fleeing, right.
And at this point, if they haven't connected in Act 2, I think is when our main characters will all meet up. Like if we've got a military and a civilian and maybe a third one, they'll all kind of connect at this point.
All parties unify in a location. Yeah. See, I would say I was like, oh man, I wonder what they didn't like escape from LA or whatever it is, Battlefield LA. But I didn't watch those because those movies were like apparently horrible. Like Battleship was horrible.
Battleship was horrible. I skimmed Battleship. Battle Los Angeles was okay. It was mildly entertaining. So I think at the end of Act 2 is when kind of everyone gets together.
Yeah, and then Act 3 is usually the prep retaliatory strike.
Yeah, and real quick, if you're listening and you're familiar with story and act structure, most use a 3-act structure. We use a 4, where basically you divide Act 2 into Act 2 and 3. Because Act 2 is usually longer than that. The first half is usually reactive, the second half is proactive. So
right, and then we can
say Act 3,
games. Yeah,
we're kind of talking about the end of the big Act 2 block. So Act 3,
right. Good guys do a retaliatory strike.
Yeah, they formulate a plan and retaliate.
Now,
doesn't really work.
Usually, the strike is ineffective to mildly effective. We'll give them the bat. It doesn't really. But then what usually happens is civilian main characters discover a MacGuffin, right?
Yeah, or I think that would happen like the end of Act 3. Like that's kind of how they kind of figured out. So
yeah,
they figured out at the end. I think in addition to I think this is where you get the big disagreement. You're saying how there's usually a more veteran military leader. I think this is where the disagreement kind of comes to a head.
Where the leaders
and then it's ineffectual, and then they kind of have to turn to the the civilian solution.
Exactly. And then Act 4 is usually mounting the assault.
Yeah, kind of the final plan. And usually there's a heightened sense of danger, like the aliens figure out where the good guys are hiding, or they have captured, someone important to the main characters.
Yep, and there's a heightened sense of danger. This is their last chance. I know we're a little over, but it's all right. Usually a split narrative. Usually there's like you're looking at the military side of it. Usually that's the big epic battle, and then usually there's a smaller commando team that's doing something else. You know what I mean? Like again, this is very Independence Day.
And then if we're going, I mean, it might get too confusing for our format, but if we had a third, it'd be like the third would be like the bystander civilians like trying to stay safe. There's military counterattack, small, desperate strike force, and then everyone else just trying to survive.
Right, exactly. And
Randy Quaid flying a plane.
Wait, in the original one with a missile,
biplane like a crop duster in the original one.
So, by the way, because you guys are listening, and this is how fun you love this stuff, that apparently that scene was in the original test screening of Independence Day. Randy Quaid's character was benched.
You can see it on like YouTube, the original.
And apparently the audience just, bah! And they were like, X that. Just
terrible. He's just flying out of nowhere. And he had like a missile like strapped in the back seat of his plane.
Like worst armory gunnery sergeant ever. Like he just lets the guy walk off with a sidewinder.
All right. So all right, we got a good high level outline. So now segment 3, choosing the games. All right, now we've established our movie trailer and 4-act structure. Now we're going to select one improv game, at least one improv game for each of those segments. We'll talk a little bit about them. If you're unfamiliar, I'll try to kind of quickly summarize what the game is, but don't worry. If you're not sure what the game is when we pick it now, when we go to play it during the show, we'll do a quick explanation so you're not completely lost. All right, 5 minutes and go. All right, so movie trailer is just kind of its own thing.
Yeah, we'll do that one last. We need to do a game. I don't even know. Like we can just whatever. We'll figure. I think
for movie trailer, we just play an improv game like movie trailer. Like we just kind of do little random snippets.
Yeah.
It's really more movie teaser than trailer because we don't get too many like characters set up there. All right, so for Act 1, which is a lot of establishing the characters, the military, the relationship, and then the aliens show up and what happens with that. So we got to kind of figure all that out.
Best of times, worst of times? Maybe?
Could be a good one.
What comes next is
we haven't done best of times, worst times in a while.
Think that'll work as an Act 1 build? We could try it.
Sure, yeah. It's very narrative, so it's usually done as a story, but we could maybe do it as some scenes, a series of scenes. Okay.
You just go back and forth, switch from characters to narrators, to narrate.
Yeah, that's
narrators.
All right, so for Act 2, which is when they're attack and scrambling,
we need something high energy.
Well, we haven't done. I think time scenes was good. That was the 3 minutes for like 6-line scenes, but we've done that relatively recently. The things I think would be good. One thing that makes it good and random is we did this before. It's one word at a time typewriter, which is where we do narration, one word at a time, and then we slip into acting out the scene normally and then jump back into the typewriter narration.
Oh, yeah. So the typewriter, the narration is one word at a time, but the scenes are done like normal 2-person scenes.
Right. And we're switching back and forth pretty quickly between scenes. And we did this when we did, actually our last disaster movie, Day of Humongous Vegetation.
Yes, that classic. That should be made into a movie.
Yeah. So I like one word at a time typewriter.
Let's do that one. That'll be Act 2. That's good. Act 3 is more of a scene. That's going to be scene based because when the characters are discussing the retaliatory strike and things like that. Blind.
And they will do the retaliatory strike there too.
Right, because the first one is going to be like there might be 2 games there. So what about Blind Line?
Yeah, I can grab my stack of Blind Line cards here.
Yep. And let's do Gibber Switch for the second game in there for the Counter Strike, because that'd be hysterical.
Okay, so Blind Line will be the kind of leading up to discussing it.
Strategy discussion, finding out about and then the Gibber Switch will be both the moderately ineffectual attack, possibly combined with the discovery of the MacGuffin device.
Okay, and then cutting room for our fourth act is our
yes, especially as we're with multiple scenes. It's like, come on.
All right, sounds good. All right, so quick recap then of our games.
I have no idea what accents.
For our movie trailer, we will be playing an improv game called Movie Trailer, fittingly enough, where we will just improvise a quick trailer for the movie we have yet to actually do. Our Act 1, we will do a game called Best of Times, Worst of Times, where we will be doing it as a scene, and then periodically we can clap and say Best of Times, at which point everything in the scene has to be good in the Best of Times. And then we clap and switch to Worst of Times, everything in the scene will be bad. So we keep switching between good and bad. Then for Act 2, we're going to play an improv game called One Word at a Time Typewriter. Typewriter is an improv game where someone will be narrating as an author telling the story, and then they'll pause, and then people will act out, and then they'll pause, and then the typewriter will pick it back up. So they switch back and forth between hearing a story and seeing a scene acted out. We're going to add the element of doing the narration one word at a time for the author bit, the narration bit. The other part will be normal scene work. Act 3, the first half of Act 3 will be Blind Line. It'll be a game where we will, Mike and I will be doing the scene, and at one point, I have these cards that I've collected over the years from various events and speaking gigs and shows with people wrote random lines and quotes on them. I will pull one out and read it, and that'll have to be like the next line of dialogue. Then we'll play an improv game called Gibberish Switch, where Mike and I will talk, and we're talking English. When either one of us claps our hands, we'll switch from English to gibberish. We'll understand each other, but no one else will. Then we'll switch when we clap back to English and back and forth. Finally, we'll finish with one of our favorite games called Cutting Room, where we'll start a scene, and at any point, Mike or I can clap our hands and cut to a different part of the story, a different thing that's going on. It's all very random, and you'll understand when you get to it.
Yes.
Throughout the improvisations, you will hear Mike and I may swap roles, where if Mike plays a character early, I may take on that character later, so we both have the potential to play the same characters, and we will periodically jump between scenes in the movie, and we will also jump in and out of narrator mode ourselves, regardless of the game, just to kind of move the action along. Since we're not just playing short improv games, we are creating an entire movie for you.
Yes, a narrative continuity of epic proportions.
Excellent. So we have our games. That's the end of our 5 minutes. So before we launch into it, we just need one more thing, and that is the title of this movie. And I've been kind of enjoying doing the one word at a time thing.
Me too. It's actually
excellent.
It actually builds some pretty good stuff.
All right, so we are going to create the title for this movie using an improv game, which you'll see more of, called One Word at a Time, where Mike and I will each provide one word at a time to fill out the movie title, which will be anywhere from 2 to, 7 or 8 words long. All right, you want to go first?
You like that breathing? I was like, he's gonna make me go first, isn't he? Okay. Yeah, here we go. And for one word at a time, we're gonna do the title of our invasion summer blockbuster war movie thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Assault
on
Philadelphia's
Earth.
Oh my
All
God,
right, so we have our title for our alien invasion movie called Assault on Philadelphia's Earth. Not New York's Earth, not Los Angeles' Earth, Philadelphia's Earth.
I love it. I love it.
All right, I'm going to quickly type that in.
I already know what the MacGuffin's going to be.
What's that?
I already know what the MacGuffin's going to be.
Oh, good. I do not, but Assault on Philadelphia's...
God, are you typing with 2 fingers? It's like...
I am, because my microphone is... I move my microphone in front of my keyboard, so like I can't keep my hands in position.
Because I'm actually watching it on my screen, and I'm watching it. It looks like it is. Like,
I was doing it like this, because I'm like, I got this thing in my way. I can't see, can't type. All right. And so we are about ready to begin. Before we do, here's a quick note from our sponsor, which is us. Hey, hope you are enjoying what you're listening to so far. If you do, and certainly if you like this all the way through to the end, if you could head on over to whatever podcast app you use, iTunes, Spotify, Overcast, whatever, if you could give us a 5-star rating and drop a quick review, that would be super helpful, because that is how our audience grows. That is how people find us. And we would love it if you would do that.
Yes.
So thanks, and back to the show. Segment 4, showtime. All right, so now we are going to begin performing our show experience for you, and we will start with the movie trailer for Assault. Where do I write the title? Assault on Philadelphia's Earth. Are you ready, Mike?
Yes, I am.
And here we go. The movie trailer.
Yes.
In a world where we think we are alone in the universe.
I don't think we're alone anymore, Colonel.
You don't know how true that is. Oh my God! Look at that in the sky!
We've lost most of the eastern seaboard and parts of Canada on the eastern side, including damage as far west as Vancouver.
Oh my God. There's only one step. We have to get to Philadelphia.
Get inside the building before it's too late.
This summer, the Earth is assaulted.
And
oh my God, the lasers!
And only one man in one city has the ability to stop this alien assault.
Hello? Is anybody still here alive? Hello? Ah!
Assault on Philadelphia's Earth, summer 2021.
And there you have our trailer.
We described nothing.
That's the beauty of it.
The east coast of Canada all the way to Vancouver.
That's everything, baby.
My geography sucks.
I love it.
All
right, so that is the movie trailer. And now your appetite should be truly whetted for seeing Assault on Philadelphia's Earth.
All right, here we go.
So this brings us to Act 1 of our story, which we will do an improv game called Best of Times, Worst of Times. We'll start out with a normal scene. At any point, Mike or I can clap and say Best of Times or Worst of Times. When we do, the scene, whatever scene we're in, will have to become the best, everything's great, or the worst, where everything is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do this.
Then here we go. General, I'm sorry to wake you at such a late hour, but there's something on the radar you have to see.
What is it, Lieutenant Wilcox? I just came in from that giant party honoring our fallen heroes, and I really could use some sleep.
I understand, sir, but it's not the land radar, sir. It's the space radar.
I'll be there in 5 minutes. Cut to 5 minutes later. Space radar? Lieutenant, give it to me straight.
Best of times.
All right, Lieutenant, give it to me straight.
Let's start by saying that our investment in NASA and the space program and Space Force is finally paying off.
Fantastic.
Because we have found everything.
That's fantastic news. I've really been worried about pitching that to the Pentagon. So we've got more knowledge about what's going on outside our Earth.
Worst of times.
Than ever before. Right, Lieutenant?
Well, yes. And unfortunately, the knowledge we have is there appears to be a massive alien force moving in towards Earth, and they'll be here very soon.
Oh,
best of times.
That's wonderful, because I've got a baby girl and she's always wanted to know if there was intelligent life out there, and now I can finally tell her, in fact, there is.
Worst of times. Okay, well, there's two problems with that, sir. The alarm triggered the automatic protocols. So your baby girl has been whisked away to a security bunker. You're not gonna be able to see her until this crisis is passed.
What are you talking about, Lieutenant? That's unacceptable. That's it.
Well, these are protocols you put into place, sir.
Oh my God, you're right. I was so short-sighted with this. Well, there was only one thing we're going to have to do. We're going to have to reach out to these aliens and convince them to back away a little bit.
Best of times.
So that I can get back to my beautiful baby daughter.
Well, that sounds great. I finally get to test out my Prometheus communication system, which I have been working on for 5 years. Let us now move to a civilian main character.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Let's see. Oh, my God. It's already midnight. I was supposed to have that meeting at work. I got so into my computer program here, I didn't even have a chance to... Hello, this is Walter Winchester.
Walter, what are you still doing up? You know, the whole reason we weren't able to stay together was that you couldn't seem to get your head out of your work. I thought we were going to be able to get together tomorrow for breakfast, but if you're still up at 1 a.m, how is this going to work?
Oh my God. Kelly, worst of times. Kelly, I'm so sorry. Listen, it's not that I so want to get back together with you, but listen, there are things that are more important than you right now. I mean, it's not what I mean. I mean, I love you. I mean, I like you. I mean,
Oh, that's what I have to. That's what I am to you. Just some sort of thing that's less important than
best of times.
science. I admire that kind of dedication in a man. I admire that kind of drive. I guess I could maybe look past the fact that you're up to 1 a.m. You're 1 in a million, Walter.
Oh God, Kelly, I'll tell you what. Let me just finish up what I'm doing here, and then I will. I'll pick you up. We'll have a beautiful breakfast. Okay, we'll go to a nice brunch.
Okay, oh, that'll be wonderful. My shift at the military base,
worst of times,
ends at 9 a.m. And so I'll probably be pretty exhausted. So I'm not going to be good company. But I really need food.
You're working at the military base still?
Well, yes.
Oh my God.
Well, they needed another computer programmer, and they were light on people, so I volunteered for 6 months.
They're just warmongers. And wait a minute, is that Colonel Matheson still there?
Yes, he's the one that hired me.
Yeah, and you know he has eyes for you, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that being very good at my job as a computer programmer meant that every man wanted to lay his eyes all over me and ravish me. Is it Colonel Masterson? Matheson.
He hired you. He loves you. You should know his name.
That should indicate just how little he means to me, and apparently how little I mean to you. You know what?
Best of times. All right, well,
I'm going to find his name out, and when I do find his name, I'll be able to tell him that I'm still going to breakfast with you, because you're worth fighting for, even if you do think that Matheson has the hots for me.
Whew. Well, I'm so glad that when I applied the principles from my How to Be a Jerk to Make Women Like You book worked. This is so good. Finally, I'm going to get some from Kelly. Okay, wait. Hold on a second, Kelly. Wait, what is this? Whoa!
What are you seeing?
Well, you know, I'm plugged into the military's computer system here since I was a freelancer. There is something going on. There's like...
Really? This is fantastic. I get hazard pay whenever there's something going on. I'm going to go check in with my superior.
Times.
I'm going to check in with my superior, and then I'll be able to start getting double pay starting this very minute.
Okay, but don't make more money than me. You know I'm very intimidated by a woman that's more successful than I am.
I can't promise anything, but what I can promise is that I'll find out what's going on with this something strange is going on. Okay, bye-bye.
Best of times. All right, let's see. Oh, my God. Aliens, I gotta go get Kelly and tell her and warn her.
Cut back to the military base with now Colonel Matheson and Lieutenant Wilcox. Okay. What do you mean this alien force is getting closer and closer, Lieutenant?
Well, it's almost upon us. It's going to be here in approximately 3 hours, and civilian satellites will start to notice it in about 2. So we've got 2 hours to get our counterattack ready.
Best of times. Well, it looks like they're actually giving us some information because they're firing some infrared lasers that are showing where they're going to land. We've got one landing within 5 miles of us. We can get a small mobile task force out there and meet them in person. Excellent.
Yes, and that looks like it's just outside of Philadelphia, which is a good thing. So that appears where our first point of contact will be. So we're going to go there, and I think if we use these 2 hours, we can line up our defenses in case they're dangerous. We should be able to wipe them out of the sky before they know it hit them.
Fantastic. Let's get that mobile task force going and driving out here from...
Worst of times.
And get them moving out of the Valley Forge Military Academy. Oh, no, I just realized. Everybody's left from active duty. We only have undergraduate and graduate military students to pilot all these vehicles. They're completely untrained.
Oh, my goodness. Well... At least we'll have a scapegoat then, if and when our defenses fail.
All right, let's wake up everybody and get them into the jeeps and into the armored personnel carriers, and we'll get over to that spot and go meet these aliens.
And that brings us to the end of Act 1, where we've established our Walter Winchester as our nerd, Kelly as his girlfriend, Colonel Matheson as the grizzled veteran, and Lieutenant Wilcox as his assistant. So now we're going to move to Act 2.
And we're also just outside of Philadelphia, maybe in a small town.
Maybe in a small town.
A little town near where that is. All right, cool.
A little town on the main line.
Yeah, baby.
So we will now move to Act 2, where we will begin with first contact and then taking it through the aliens' most likely nefarious goals here. Mm-hmm. To act out this part of the story, we will play an improv game called One Word at a Time Typewriter. We will be doing narration, telling you the story, doing it one word at a time, where we'll alternate words to tell our sentences. We'll periodically pause and then act out what we've just described, moving the action forward then jump back to narration and back and forth.
Right. Narration will always be done one word at a time, but when we're in a scene with characters, they are done as a real-time two-person scene.
Correct.
Or multiple-person scene, because we have to do our accents.
Excellent. And here...
I liked how I reused Colonel Matheson's accent from the General. I was like, yeah, General's gone.
Yeah, I lost track of the accent. We got a grizzled veteran, a serious one, so...
We got the tropes. All right.
Yeah, we got the tropes. All right, here we go. At...
the...
site...
where...
the...
aliens...
have...
landed...
the...
jeeps...
are...
arriving...
and...
lighting...
up...
the...
sky.
Lieutenant Wilcox, it looks like we're too late. They've already landed. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh, I haven't either, but they haven't opened up yet. Let me try first with the Prometheus communication device. I've been waiting to use this for a long time. Let me see if I can find out why they're here. Maybe they're here for peaceful purposes.
Go, give it a shot. Turning
on
the
Prometheus
device,
the
lieutenant
talks
into
the
microphone
and
broadcasts
to
the
aliens. Hello, we are here in peace. What has brought you to our fine planet?
Seek friendship. Seek survival.
Oh, good. Oh, my God. I was so worried. Well, Colonel Matheson, did you hear that?
Oh, this sounds great. I'm really excited for this. Hey, let's take two of those sophomores and send them over there with a gift. We've got some gold-plated cutlasses and things that will show that we're actually a quality artistic race.
Walking
towards
the
spaceship.
The
two
cadets
nervously
put
those
swords
on
a
dais
and
wait
for
the
response.
The
ship
opens
up
and
something
shuffles
out.
Oh, Billy, I didn't sign up for this. When I decided I wanted to get my Middle Eastern philosophy degree paid for it with the military, I didn't expect there must be a first contact cadet, Billy.
Yo, shut up, Stevie. We are military men of Valley Forge. We will not withdraw. We will stand our ground and we will find out what these aliens want. Suck it up.
All right.
Hey, aliens. The
alien
emerges
and
pulls
out
a
small
but
sharp
device.
Hey, man, what's he doing with that?
I don't know. All right, Billy, Stevie, I may have been wrong. Maybe we should back away and get out of here.
Well, let's give him the sword and just see what he does with it, okay?
Okay.
Billy
hands
over
the
sword
to
the
alien
who
uses
his
sharp
device
to
scrape
across
the
neck
of
Billy.
Oh
my God!
Seek,
oh my God!
Seek survival.
Oh!
Suddenly,
the
alien
emerges
from
the
cowl
with
tentacles
and
razor
sharp
teeth.
It
attacks
everyone
with
in
reach. Oh God! Oh my God!
Everyone, draw back! It's just one alien. Shoot it!
Gunfire.
The rings. The
gunfire
is
rampant,
but
the
alien
is
unaffected
by
it.
Survival of the superior race. Ruff! Oh my God, it's throwing its arms at 20, 30 feet. Jimmy, what happened to you?
Oh my God, fire the rockets, fire, destroy.
Fire.
The
rockets
fire
and
hit
the
ship.
The
smoke
clears
and
the
ship
is
unscathed
rising
into
the
air.
the
Ship
begins
to
fire
lasers
at
the
vehicles.
everything
Yeah.
everything
Explodes
into
dust
and
fire.
oh my God! Listen, retreat! Get the civilians out of here! Everyone, back up! We gotta regroup! We gotta get into.
Wilcox, get out of here! Take that Prometheus device. This is obviously a hostile species. We've got to get back to Valley Forge Military Academy and let the president know.
And let's jump to what Walter and Kelly are up to at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Kelly! Thank you for meeting me here, but do you see what aliens just did?
No, I didn't see. Yes, I did see that. I couldn't believe it. Oh, thank God it's farther away. Wait. Look at the news. Other ships are landing outside of New York, Vancouver, and western eastern parts of Canada.
As far west as Vancouver?
These aliens are everywhere. Oh my God, they're all landing outside all of Paris, Moscow.
Oh my God, they're coming to Narberth, Pennsylvania. Quick, we've got to get out of here.
Running
away
from
the
landing
ship.
Kelly
and
Walter
leave
Narberth
and
drive
into
the
city
looking
for
shelter.
They
find
a
small
porta potty.
Get in here. No alien would ever bomb this. There's too much biological contaminant.
Oh my God, Kelly, yes, all right, fine. I wanted to be in a close contained area with you, but this is a little, I knew you were a dirty girl.
Okay, oh my gosh, look, a ship is landing. Get in here.
Okay, shh.
The
aliens
march
into
the
streets
and
surround
civilians
and
hack
them
to
pieces
with
their
tentacled
talons.
I can hear them outside. I can hear them killing the civilians.
Okay, Kelly, we need to be quiet. Listen, they don't know we're in here. I think you were right. I think the biological mass will stop the aliens. It seems to mess with their detection devices. If we just stay quietly in here, we might survive this.
Huddling
in
the
porta potty.
Kelly
looks
up
and
size
in
defeat. We're not going to be able to beat them. Their technology is too strong. They walked right by our radar system. They walked right by our Air Force. We're doomed as a species.
Kelly, I know. Listen, I know it seems bad, but they have the advantage on us right now. We need to get, I think, when I was hacking those military files, I think I have some information that may help us. That combined with what you said about them not having the ability to get past the biological material, I think if we can reconnect with the military, with your boyfriend, Colonel Matheson, I think we might have a chance to counterattack.
Okay, we've got to get back to my car and we can get to the Valley Forge. I've got my machine rigged up to the Pentagon network, and that's going to be all the power that we need. Throwing
the
door
open,
Kelly
runs
with
Walter
towards
her
car.
Unfortunately,
the car
is surrounded
by
aliens.
Oh my God, they've surrounded my car. Quick, get behind me.
Oh my God, Walter. Well, listen, we can't fight them. The aliens start attacking. Suddenly,
the
military
flies
into
the
area
with
its
helicopter
and
jet
blazing.
Acting Major Kelly, we've heard that you had been here. We got you tracked you with your bio device. Do you need assistance?
Yes, Acting Major. Oh my God, that means yes, I am here. Yes, we need throw down the rope ladder. Get us out of here.
Affirmative. The
helicopter
drops
down
and
picks
up
Walter
and
Kelly.
Aliens
grab
hold
of
the
chopper
and
won't
let
it
go. Walter, we've got to do something. One of them's got my leg, Walter.
Oh my God. Wait, hold on a second. You said biological material will harm them. Hold on a second. Zip.
Walter, we need to discuss what you just did. You may have just saved humanity.
The
helicopter
flies
off
into
the
distance
as
the
city
crumbles.
I'm calling that scene, baby. That's a scene,
baby. That takes us to the end of Act 2. The aliens have attacked. They have destroyed cities all around the globe. But
do you know that in all these disaster movies, I think Philadelphia has never been attacked?
It was destroyed off screen in Independence Day. They mention it.
Okay, yeah. But they don't show it like they do like in like Day After Tomorrow and stuff. They like that was the big thing.
Yeah. It's got to blow up the Rocky statue and everyone knows what's going on.
Yeah, man. Look, we did it, man. We blew up, porta potty in Philly. How Philly is that, man?
All right, so we have now established the aliens are attacking. They seem to somehow have a weakness to biological excrement and material, and everyone is regrouped. Kelly has now become an acting major because of all the deaths of the military.
Yeah,
they're now going to regroup and connect with the Major, Colonel Matheson, and Lieutenant Wilcox. And to act out this part of the story, we'll play an improv game called Blind Line, where I have a stack of cards with sentences written on them that I've collected from audience members over the years.
Yes.
At any point, if I'm talking, I can pause and I'll pull out a card and read whatever sentence is written on there. Since we're doing this virtually, Mike can't pull out a card, but what he can do is he can either point to me or say line. And when he does, I will read the next line for him.
Yep.
And that line has to be the next line of dialogue the character says, and then it has to be incorporated and used in the scene.
Yeah, so when I say line, my character will say the line that you give to me, and then you'll react to it.
Yes.
Bingo. And you'll just pull it and just show
I'll
me
just
that
pull it at random, yeah.
Cool. Works good. Works for me, man. I'm digging it.
All right. So we will now play Blind Line. Here we go.
Okay.
Acting Major Kelly, I'm glad you're okay. We've lost too many good people today.
Yes, Colonel, I'm so sorry to hear about the death, but we think we found some solutions. Walter over here has been working with various technology, and he was able to defeat the aliens using his own biological waste.
What? What the hell are you talking about? You can't just piss on an alien. The only thing the aliens respond to is military might. We used our light rockets. We need to up the ante.
I'm not sure that's exactly the wisest thing, Colonel. I mean, for example, their ship has completely absorbed rocket launchers and Gatling gun fire. But honestly, when I relieved myself on him, he winced in pain. I think these aliens might be allergic to the natural acidity of urine.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, Walter. Listen, you are just a contractor. We don't even employ you anymore. There's only one thing these aliens will respond to. Navajo guy at Tribal Net. The Navajo guy. They will only respond. Do you remember how in the ancient days, the Navajos and the Indians, and in my racist old man upbringing, I'll say they would scout people. That's the kind of violence that they need to respond to. We respond to violence with violence.
Well, yes, but I think there's something you're forgetting about this. Walter, if you look, the Navajo dances were designed to let them work up the ability to urinate, because all that motion and activity was designed to let them, when it was during the parched times and their bodies were holding all the water, it let them urinate. So the Navajo dances might be effective at getting all of our troops to be able to pee on command and damage the line.
What goes around comes around.
And damage the... Well, what goes around comes around, if you know what I'm saying.
Listen, I understand what you're saying, but even if that is true, that was warfare from like 100 years ago. These are aliens' technology 100 years ahead of ours. We're not going to beat them with pee. We're going to beat them with iron and thunder. In fact, I was just talking to my chief advisors, and one of them said, disagree to agree. He just argued with me. So you know what I did with him? I killed him, because we don't have time for disagreements in this military right now. Now, you are either with me, Walter, or you are against, or you are out.
Colonel Matheson, Sergeant Richards here. I just have to tell you, line.
Positivity is infectious.
Positivity is infectious, because you told us we could have the jet strike team ready by 0800. We're ready by 0800. Sir, thank you for your leadership and positivity. We are ready to mount the strike force.
My pleasure. Well, thank you for doing a good job and for not disagreeing. You see, Walter, this is what we're talking about. I'll tell you what, when you finish that mission, you guys are getting milk and cookies on me.
Thank you, sir. We are waiting your command to launch the strike team.
All right, I'll give you the word. Here is the code word. Be blessed in all that you do. Journey far, but stay humble.
What a lovely activation code, sir. I'll make sure I repeat it as is.
Colonel Matheson, listen, as acting major now, I have to side with Walter. Listen, I saw what happened. I saw the impact his urine had. I think you're sending those men out to their deaths.
Well, I really appreciate it, acting major. But what I think might work is, why don't you then military oversee Walter work on this little biological project, and maybe by the time you're done, our boys will be flying back from that successful retaliatory strike. After all, line.
My dog is cute.
My dog is cute, and nobody who has a cute dog ever suffers defeat in life.
Sir, your dog is very cute. I've seen pictures of your dog and your beautiful daughter, both who are in a bunker. And I'm telling you, if you ever want to see them again, you have to give us more resources. I will help Walter and we will work on it. But if there's one thing I know about these aliens, it is that, I can't read that handwriting, it is success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. And Walter is the biggest failure I know, and he has never lost enthusiasm. Ergo, he's the biggest success.
Gee, thanks. Well, I am a positive person, as you heard the sergeant say. So you know what? Here's the access keys to allow you to access all of the computer resources here. Why don't you guys sit and work on this while I go launch that strike force?
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. You won't regret this, Colonel. And listen, if I could leave you with a thought here, it is, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Well,
I don't care what you think about me, damn it. As soon as this is over and we're safe, I'm quitting the military and I'm going to spend my life with Walter because he's the only one that has his head on right here.
You seem to have really grown a lot in the last 24 hours, acting Major Kelly. Let's see, maybe if you decided you did want to stay in the military, I could see about removing that acting. But I understand what true love is. I love my dog and I love my daughter. I don't want to see them both again.
Let's jump to the military counterattack.
Yes.
All right, we are closing in on the aliens. I have the nukes ready to go, waiting for the go-ahead order.
You are clear to go, qualify for range, and let her rip.
All right, sir. Quick update here. I'm noticing something. It looks like be you, not them. It looks like I want to be human, not an alien. And sir, I'm having second thoughts about launching these nukes here near Philadelphia. I don't want to be destructive like an alien. I want to be like a human.
1 second. Corporal, what's going on there? He's not going to be able to fire it? Sir, it sounds like he's getting second thoughts. Well, let me tell you something. You are under a direct order to shoot and line.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. That password was issued by the president. Nobody quotes the Lion King without being ready to commit to doing what's best for the tribe.
You're right. I guess Hakuna Matata means no worries. So I guess I shouldn't care about blowing... Thank you for setting me straight, sir. All right, ready?
Better rip.
Missiles away. Oh my God. I don't believe it. Oh, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. And I did not make any plans. I did too many things, and now it looks like that nuclear shockwave is going to blow and blow back on me.
Oh my God, you're right. The alien ship is reflecting the nuclear blast. You got to get out of there. You got to get out there. Line.
That's a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. As
God.
nuclear blast radiates through the forest, destroying thousands of acorn trees.
Let's cut back to Colonel Matheson. I need a status update. What is going on with the nuclear blast?
Sir, the nuclear blast has hit and the alien ship is undeterred. And now the alien ship is firing rockets at our jets and destroying them one by one. We're getting overwhelmed.
All right. Listen, here's what you need to do. Your butt got shipped out. Get shipped out. Get your butts out of there. Get them shipped out right now.
Roger, sir. We're ordering a mass retreat right now.
All right.
And let's cut to Kelly and Walter in the research room. Walter, I put my neck out for you. Are you sure? Are you sure that this could actually work?
Yeah. And in fact, here's why. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. So I don't know if this will work, but I do know that even if it doesn't, something good will happen.
Yes, that's true. And by the way, if we're shooting, I think I understand. Shoot for the moon, shoot for the moon. The alien ship, why do they always land? It's because their underside is vulnerable. If we can get under and shoot up like we're shooting for the moon, that means we have to train our soldiers to pee up.
Yes, they need to all pee up. And if some of them can poop up, explosive poop, we need lots of beans and spicy foods to make this possible.
Yes, and you know what? You know who makes beans and spicy foods? Navajo Indians.
Excellent. I don't know that Navajo Indians actually make them, but
they have beans.
This is a racially sensitive
whatever
movie. All right. So I made a mistake there, and we were supposed to do just a conversation in blind line and then do the counterattack in gibberish switch. We kind of did. I just kind of did blind line.
I don't care. It was fun. I don't care. It worked out great.
So I think we are ready to move to Act 4. I think we'll skip gibberish switch. We also did that in our last episode. So I think,
I'm fine with that. And plus,
we'll jump right to cutting room.
Yeah.
So now our military counterattack has failed, but Kelly and Walter feel like they have cracked the code on defeating the aliens because the aliens always land. Their underside will be vulnerable to the excrement. So they're going to load their soldiers up, train them to pee and poop upwards, and get them gassed up and ready to go.
Yeah.
We're going to act out the final act of the story with an improv game called Cutting Room, where we will start out acting a scene, the next scene in this story. Periodically, Mike or I can clap our hands and say, cut to a different scene, a something in the past, something in the future, a different scene that's going on, or even some random things that are completely unrelated to the story. It could be like the production of the movie itself, some random mythology thing going on, wherever our mind goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully wrapping up this story by the end of the game. All right, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, here we go. All right, acting major, you got to tell me what the hell is going on. Why did you pull all my men out of the field? You are feeding them beer and lemonade and beans and spicy nachos. What is going on?
Well, we found out that the aliens are in fact vulnerable to body processes, and also their undersides are vulnerable. So if we can get everyone to crawl through the sewers and come up under the ship and then maybe kind of sign their names, we should be able to defeat these alien ships without them ever seeing us coming.
Well, I gotta say, Major Kelly, this sounds like the dumbest plan I've ever heard, but my plan clearly didn't work, so we're gonna try your plan, you and Winchester, and see what happens.
Cut to the soldiers crawling through the sewers to get ready for the assault.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
I know, and I've been having to pee for the last 5 minutes, and they're telling us to wait until we can actually get to the ship. How much?
We gotta hold it, man. That's our biggest counter weapon. These guns we're holding are gonna be useless, but that pee.
What is that up ahead?
Pee is the key.
What is that? Oh my God! Some of the aliens are up ahead. Quick! You gotta unzip. Let's get that going.
Gentlemen, penises out. Cut to them back at the barracks beforehand, drinking as much lemonade and beer as they can to load their bladders.
I love being at Valley Forge. 18 years old, and they're making me drink a 6-pack of beer. This is fantastic.
This is great. It's my first beer ever. Oh my God, this tastes horrible. Who drinks this?
What is that? What is that, John, you're drinking over there, huh? So.
Oh, I don't know. This says it's Schlitz.
Oh man, you gotta get some of the Yingling. It's where it's all at, you know.
All right.
All right. Come back to them peeing on there. Oh my God, I'm so glad I drank that extra Yingling.
Oh God, yes. I'm just having to get the Schlitz out of my system. Cut to Kelly and Walter back at the base.
Look at the soldiers' webcam screens. It's working. Oh, Walter, you got it right.
They're the aliens. They are defeating the aliens. But oh my God, Kelly.
What?
Do you see what's happening? The ships. They're putting up some kind of undercovering. The men won't be able to pee on the bottom of the ship the way it is now.
Oh my God, we gotta get them. Yes.
We gotta get that covering off.
Okay. Cut to the phone call they make to get the cover off. Who do they call?
Hello, is this the president?
Yes, it is. Who is this calling?
We need you to authorize something here for us.
Yes, what was it? I'm happy to help out in whatever way I can for this amazing plan.
I need you to authorize the Area 51 protocols.
Area 51 protocols? That hasn't been done since 1940s. Are you sure?
Yeah, I know. It's the one that will give us ability to control any computer system on the planet. I know you guys have it. I know you guys made it. We need it.
All right, then. I'm going to access it and send it right to your Valley Forge Military Academy. All right, good luck with it. Cut back to them at the Valley Forge Military Academy, Kelly and Walter with access to all of the internet power.
Oh my God, Walter, how did you even know about these protocols?
Well, before I was a mild-mannered computer programmer, I was...
Cut to what he was before he was a mild-mannered computer programmer.
That's right, General. These new robots that I've designed are completely controllable via the internet, have the grace and dexterity to perform complex surgery, and are completely radar invulnerable. And, as you can see, they can take a stiff shot from muscular me.
My goodness, Winchester, you are the manliest man we've ever had in the military.
Yes, you're right. It's too bad my service is going to be up in 4 days, but I'm sure I'll be able to keep my robust physique and manly attitude when I'm in the civilian world.
I hope so, Winchester. Listen, I think you've proven your worth. You are ready to learn about the Area 51 protocols.
Area 51 protocols? What's that? Cut back to Walter Winchester and Kelly. Yes, I've got access to all these robots that have super delicate hands and will be radar invulnerable. I'm going to send them in, and they're going to whip off the tarmacs, and then everyone to pee up. Just let me get the access codes.
Okay, but you got to hurry. I don't know how long our soldiers can hold out with the...
Cut to the soldiers trying to hold out.
There's only so much pee. I'm running out of pee.
Thinking dry thoughts.
Damn it, man. Refuel. Get the lemonade, get the beer.
Cut to Kelly and Winchester controlling the robots as they crawl into their multiple ships. Hey, Walter, are they able to get it? Are the robots seeing them?
They're getting there. It's going to take a few minutes. Cut to right outside the building where Walter and Kelly are, where an alien strike force has found them and is about to attack.
I want the pretty one.
Cut to the translation of what the aliens are saying to each other.
Ooh, this is a very lovely looking building. Can I have the pretty one with the long dark hair? She's very tasty looking.
Yes, I want the nerdy one with the bad skin tone, with the bad muscle tone.
Afterwards, I want to show you this marvelous game that I found called Pinochle. Though after I ate the person and devoured their essence, I found this lovely game called Pinochle, and we should sit and try it sometime.
Excellent, but Pinochle sounds a bit like pee.
Maybe we should...
I don't know. That could be very dangerous.
Oh, it's true. It is a rather...
Get to inside the base where the aliens start attacking while Walter's trying to finish the robot operation. Oh my God, Kelly, what's that?
Walter, Kelly, it's Major Smith over here. We're getting overrun by the... Oh God, we're getting overrun by the aliens. You've got to hurry up.
Oh my God, Kelly, you got to hold them off. I just need a few more minutes to get the covering off the bottom of those ships.
Walter, for you, I'll do anything. Cut to what she does. Oh, female. Hello there. What's going on? Cut to the robots pulling aside the tarp and the soldiers being able to attack the alien ship.
Look, there's an opening. The tarp's gone. Quick, everybody, pee.
Aim up. Cut to the aliens on the ship.
To the translation. Oh my God, our ship.
It's burning me. It hurts so much. Please, let's get out of here.
Oh, there's no room for that kind of complaining. You're dead.
Oh,
quick.
Oh yeah, continue the scene.
Quick, enable the Omega Protocol. If we can't have this planet, no one can.
Cut back to Kelly and Walter discovering the Omega Protocol.
Oh my God, Kelly, the world was over. Oh my God, I'm getting a weird transmission. They've engaged something called the Omega Protocol.
What? Wait.
I think it seems like it's a self-destruct device. They're going to wipe out the whole planet.
Quick, you're gonna have to get those robots your little surgeon robots to get into the ship and pilot the ship up into the atmosphere.
Hey, Acting Major, Walter, I heard your plan. Those robots can't pilot that ship. Only someone with experience piloting can do that. I'm gonna get on that ship and I'm gonna fly it out to the atmosphere.
Colonel, it's a one-way trip, Colonel.
I know. Listen, Listen, Colonel Kelly, you're in charge now. You better take this. You better make sure that this sacrifice isn't in vain.
We won't forget you, Colonel.
Cut to Meatloaf singing "I Would Do Anything for Love."
And I would do anything for love. But
Cut to the Colonel sneaking onto the ship. Go night. Hey, you damn alien!
Ah!
Eat lead.
Ah!
Eat pee.
Cut to the Colonel as he's flying the ship and leading all the other ships up off the Earth in this final 30-second poignant soliloquy.
All right. Come on, ships, come with me. I gotta tell you, if there's one regret I have, I wish I could see my beautiful daughter and my dog again. But they will know that their father died doing what he does best, which is protecting the population of the United States of America and the world.
Cut to the military crew, Kelly and Walter, watching the explosions high in the atmosphere as all the alien ships self-destruct.
Oh my God. You know, I talk badly about him, but that's the bravest man I've ever known.
He is a true hero, but you know who's going to live to tell the tale? You are, Walter. You're going to tell everybody how brave he was and how smart you were to save...
Cut to the last jump scare where one final alien bursts out to attack Kelly and Walter.
Oh, Walter, I'm so glad we finally had this wonderful getaway.
Oh my God, wait, I have an idea. Walter pisses on his hand. Alien, get ready for some pea knuckles.
Cats! Oh my God, Walter, I never knew you had it in you. You truly are a manly man.
And you are truly a womanly woman. Cut to the end credits with Meatloaf singing "I Would Do Anything for Love."
Yeah. And I would do anything for love, you manly man.
And scene.
You made me sing Meatloaf.
Twice. And so ends our tale of assault on Philadelphia's Earth. That is our alien invasion disaster.
That was pretty darn good, actually.
That was a ton of fun. Story at us. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Now, if you did, if you could help us out in a couple ways. Number one, if you liked it, please leave us a 5-star. If you liked it, please leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you could, it's a little bit extra effort, but if you could, go ahead and leave us a short little review. That's going to help other people find the podcast and sign up for it. Mm-hmm. And help share the love. If you like it, take the link to the podcast episode and share it on your Facebook, Twitter, Insta, whatever social media platform you want. And if you want more info and maybe some free downloads, go to our website, avishandmike.com. That's AVISH and MIKE.com. You can get other episodes, our episode listings, and we even have a suggestion form where you can give us ideas for titles and genres for us to do in the future.
Yes. That was a good one.
So, Mikey?
Vichy?
Final thoughts there?
I was impressed with how we were able to capture the big budget visual spectacle in a tiny little podcast.
I know that was a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun. I was impressed also. I was really impressed with the moon and the stars. The idea of like shooting up and that was some.
That was a great reincorporation. Love it. Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff we like to do. So, thank you all for listening and watching. And so, join us again next week. We don't know what our genre is yet, but we will. Yes. And it's going to be a ton of fun. And sometimes we don't even know until right before we perform it. So thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
Have a great day, Avish. Have a great day, listeners. We'll see you next week.